Hey guys, welcome back. Kingsley here. So IHS Markit just released their Q2 2019 annual report. So looking at the report here tells you that Samsung still remains the king of mobile phones in the world. Samsung still remains the largest mobile phone maker. In Q2 of 2018, Samsung shipped 70.8 million units. But in Q2 of 2019, they were able to ship 75.1 million units. That's a 6% increase. So Huawei still maintained their spot at number 2. In Q2 of 2018, Huawei shipped 54.2 million units. Now in Q2 of 2019, Huawei shipped 58.7 million units. Huawei has actually been able to weather the storm. The Trump ban and the global ban that hit them some months ago didn't stop them from doing better. Market analysts have actually predicted that Huawei was going to see a drop down in global sales and everything, which actually happened a bit, but it still didn't stop them from maintaining number 2 spot. Naturally, you will expect to find Apple at number 3 or number 2 spot, but Apple has actually been shifted to the number 4 spot by Oppo. Now, in 2018 Q2, Oppo actually shipped 31.9 million units of devices worldwide. Now, in Q2 of 2019, that figure has actually gone up. Oppo has actually been able to ship 36.2 million units. Apple shipped 41.3 million units of devices in 2018. That's in Q2. But in Q2 of 2019, they actually saw a drastic drop in sales, shipping only 35.3 million units. Apple's CEO Tim Cook actually said that people no longer buy new iPhones, people rather just hold on to their older devices, which I actually agree with most of the people that do that, including me myself, because going to buy a new iPhones that they release into the market does not offer anything different from what the older models offer. In fact, for an ordinary user, the older iPhones can still do exactly the same thing as the new ones can do, just a slight difference which is negligible to the ordinary user. So naturally, people just decide that instead of spending $1,000 or $1,300 for a very minor upgrade, let me just maintain my old device I have. So therefore, Apple has actually seen a drop down in sales in this past 1 year. The second reason that has been given that is the reason why people don't buy new iPhones is because of the prices. Now, the reason why Samsung remains king of mobile phones is because in the Samsung ecosystem, there is something for everybody. From the top to the low, you can actually, no matter the amount you have, you can actually buy a Samsung device. Whereas Apple, you must be having from maybe $500 and above. Now, let's face it, older models of the iPhones, like let me say the iPhone 6s, that was released in 2015 is still more expensive than most Samsung budget devices, and most of these newer devices, budget devices that come up between the range of $300 or $250 can actually offer more than what the older models of iPhones offer. And another problem here is that Apple has actually refused to discount older models of iPhones. So naturally, most people, instead of going to buy an iPhone 6s from 5 years ago or go to buy an iPhone 6 from 6 years ago, they just decide to use that money and pick up a budget smartphone, maybe like the Galaxy A50 or any of the Oppo Reno devices, which are fairly better deals for them. But all this might not be that really a bad news for Apple, because next month we are going to see the iPhone 11 launch into the market. On the other hand, if you look at the difference between Oppo and Apple in terms of how many million units were shipped, there's not that much of a difference. It is negligible. So it is fair to say that both Oppo and Apple, they are tied at the number 3 spot right now. Now things can actually change for Apple if the new iPhone 11 actually breaks new barriers and gives them that hot sales that the iPhones had always given them in the past. So I want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on Oppo overtaking Apple as the 3rd biggest phone maker in the world? Do you think Oppo will be able to maintain this position owing to the fact that Apple is releasing their newest iPhone next month? So I would like to hear your thoughts down in the comments, alright? Thank you so much, guys, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Come hang out with me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, okay? Until the next one, I'll see you again.